Alrighty, so I'm gonna work a little bit more on this fit right here. Today I'll be putting it on EWB, and I don't know, I might even do a special video for it. I don't usually for my fits, but you know, maybe. And but I want to test out one more thing, which is drones. I want to test out putting a set of mediums in here and seeing whether or not that makes a difference in killing the little frigates, because the frigates are actually the hardest part that this ship has. Yeah, they're definitely the biggest issue. And let's see here. So does this guy still have some money? Yeah, he still has a little bit. All right. Well, actually, I don't even know if, let's see, the Acolyte here, let's see here, light drones, medium, faction infiltrator, that's what they're called. There are some near here. So, go buy 5 of these. Buy like 7 of them. That way we have a couple extras on hand. Yeah. Take my PvP ship over there. So if we run into trouble, I can fight. Hopefully we can make it through the day without any crashes, but I have information I got just before the show that pretty clearly says it has to do with my memory. And not that the memory is faulty, but using 4 chips. So, yeah, and that info comes from Zyrax in my Discord in general. So, a shout out to Zyrax for looking up all that info. It's very helpful. It actually answered a lot of questions, what he posted there. So, yeah, thank you for that. And so if we experience any crashes today, then I did make a couple other changes, but if we experience any crashes today, then those memory chips are coming out, the second pair, and I'll just be at 64 gig. If I had known this going in, that it was going to be so much of a problem, this is why I bought them all at the same time, because I knew that you want all the memory to match the same manufacturing line. Then I would have gone for the 48 gig chips instead of 32, so that I can end up with 96 gigs total. But I wanted the 128, but that's not going to happen now, is it? That's what it looks like. We'll see though. Lustrum and Panoptic Pill. Hello?
Warp drive active.
Go to 64 gig chips. Hey Thor. The problem is there's no such thing. At least not compatible with my motherboard. 48's the highest compatibility. And if I'm pulling these out and not going to use them, the only way that I'll go higher than 64 gigs is if I'm actually running into memory limits. and then I'd go with the 48s. Otherwise, it'll be the way it is. And I don't know. I don't have another machine to put the memory in. So,
Warp drive active.
don't know what I'll do with it. Yes, too much RAM is causing the problem. Actually, it's 4 chips. Doing it across 4 chips instead of 2. So apparently, the it can only run at like 4,000 instead of the 6,400 when there's 4 chips. And but the with that said, also it doesn't guarantee that you'll be able to do it. There can still be instability problems from what he posted. So yep. What can I say? You know, I can buy 1 terabyte memory sticks on Temu. You know, I saw a funny meme about Temu the other day. It showed, it was a meme of of a Temu warehouse burning down, and that the insurance claim was going to be like $600 or something like that, because that's all that the shit was worth. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Let me see if there happens to be my ship fit here available. It'd be really nice if it is. This market is getting more fleshed out here. Oh, no ship. All the parts and no ship. All right. Okay, well, it's getting closer. I gotta get my manufacturing up and running. Yeah, I really do. Yeah, making T1 cruisers is easy. It is. It is. So, yep.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I got to get my manufacturing up and running. And so, and then, because I'm going to be, I have everything to manufacture the Drakes, with the exception of I need the Drake blueprint down here. So and I'll have to figure that out. I'm not sure how I want to do that, and I suspect what I'm going to do is buy some blueprints that are not researched, so that they're just the base cost, and then fly them down here. And so,
Warp drive active.
and not take too much in one trip. So the max fit 128 gig panoptic pill. I assume you have 4 chips. Is this a newer machine like mine? I mean, are you still having the problems? Yeah, so what you do is you pull out the second bank.
Warp drive active.
Go down to 64, pull out the second bank. And so you got to look at which slots are the first bank, leave those in, pull out the second bank, and then fire your machine up again and see if your stability problems go away. It doesn't mean the memory's bad. So it just is a limitation that memory has always been a problem. Even when I had a computer store way back in the day, like 2002 to 2005, I had a computer store and I sold it in 2005. And even then, if we were going to, people would get pissed at us. They'd come in and say, I have 8 gigs of RAM. Oh, no, wait, they'd have 8 megs of RAM. And they wanted to go to 16, and we would make them buy all 16 instead of another 8 because we needed all the chips to be sequential, like serial numbers, off the manufacturing line. And we would very specifically make sure that those sets were all in a set, because otherwise you would have problems. And anyway, it and people would be upset with us, and then they'd go out and buy some memory someplace else and then install it themselves, and it would be not exactly right, and they'd have all these problems, and they'd come to us and we'd be like, well, this is the answer, and they would relent, or they'd be super pissed. And I understand getting upset with yourself when you make a mistake and then being told that you've made a mistake and you don't believe it and going out and doing something else anyway, and then it's being a problem. I mean, what can you say? They direct their anger wherever they feel is appropriate for their own self-worth. Did I ever tell you guys a story about the woman who came in for a computer upgrade, and we found a hard drive sitting in the bottom of her we found a hard drive sitting in the bottom of her computer. It wasn't screwed into anything, nothing. It was just sitting on the bottom there, not on the motherboard. This was when towers were first a thing, because before that they were all desktop stuff, the wide laying down like a stereo console. And so we found this in there, and we plugged it in and we ran tests on it, and it came up good. And so and we ran the tests on it before we even asked her about it and everything. And so anyway, we said, do you want us to put it in for you, and as a second hard drive? And she was like, sure. And we're like, okay. And so we upgraded her computer, and we put a new motherboard in and all kinds of stuff, and we used her old original hard drive, and then we put in the second one too. And she was real happy with it.
Dragons.
It worked and everything.
Shipyard Limited just followed.
Thank you for the follow. About, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks later, the hard drive failed. The second one, the one that we found laying in the bottom of her machine. And so she brought it back in, and we said, oh, well, this other hard drive we found in here, even though it tested good, it has failed now. And so there must have been something that's like intermittent, like a loose wire or something, so that when we tested it, it all came out good. But then when, after a bit of use, the wire comes disconnected and it fails. Something like that. We weren't too worried about it. And so we're like, well, so we'll pull that out for you. She says, no, I want you to replace it under warranty. Okay, if you want to buy another hard drive, then yeah, sure. Well, when we pull that out, we'll put the new hard drive in for you, not charge you anything. Just being nice. And she said, no, that's not acceptable. You have to replace the hard drive. And we're like, what? No, that wasn't our hard drive. And she was very insistent. And so then she said she got really upset, and we still had her computer. And she said that if we didn't cover it under warranty, that she was going to picket our store on the upcoming Saturday. And so I got pretty freaked out about that, because I'm like, there's going to be picketers out front, saying how horrible we are and everything. And I called a buddy of mine who's just really clever with things like this. And I'm like, what do I do? He says to me, that have all of the staff working on Saturday, and before then have all of them make their own picket signs saying how great the computer store is. So we did. And so I don't know, we had like 5 or 6 of us that total, at the whole computer store. And so she shows up with her daughter and like 2 other friends, and they've got picket signs out there. And so I'm like, okay, everybody, here we go. And we all got our picket signs, and we walked out there and started picketing along with them, saying how great the store was. And she saw that, and within 2 or 3 minutes, she left. And so then she demanded a refund. Otherwise, she was going to do a chargeback on her credit card. So we said, okay, the labor is not covered. We did that in good faith. We can't take that back. We can't refund it or whatnot. We're going to give you a full refund, but we are not going to put all of your computer back together. And so we handed her a box of her old parts back, and we took all of the other parts back and everything. And she was extremely upset about that. I'm like, come on, that's what do people expect? So, shipyard, hello, yes. And so anyway, okay, I got my other drones here. And so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to keep 5 of those. And then we're going to keep 5 of those. And then do we have room for 5 of these? We do. Just enough room. Sweet. All right. I want to try the mediums because I actually think that they might perform the best. The lights, they work pretty good on the frigates, but they feel a little bit anemic. The heavies work really good on them, but they miss a lot. And so when they do hit, they hit hard, but they have a lot of misses and they have a lot of flight time. So, did it make the local evening news? No. Yeah. No. I wasn't thinking in those terms. So, but these days, I definitely do with free advertising and stuff. It's like, I was so proud of my wife. She was, she is an artist, and she has a bunch of her art hanging at a local gallery where it's for sale and stuff. And then she also works there, I don't know, 20 hours a month, something like that. When she was there all by herself at the gallery, and a deer broke in through the front doors. It actually pushed the doors open, deer antlers and all, and came in. And this is downtown, and I mean we're just a little tiny town, but it was in our downtown area, and like I've never even seen a deer. I live downtown. I've never even seen a deer here, not in town, but it pushed its way in through the door, and went inside, and was running around inside, and everything, and she managed to trap it in the bathroom, and then and it was like a not a huge buck, but it wasn't a baby either, and clearly an art critic. Yeah. So anyway, she trapped it. She called 911 and got the police out there and stuff, and then she started making calls. She called the local television stations. She called well, there's none local. There's a couple towns, and she called the television stations. She called the local newspaper and stuff, and they all came out and they all got pictures, and the gallery got a shit ton of attention all throughout northern Florida. And I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of you, honey. Yeah. Taking that and turning it into press? Absolutely. So, yeah. And in fact, she was just awarded something last night for one piece of her artwork, and part of the award stuff that she got was a deer statue. So, anyway, yeah, she made front page of the newspaper, which is actually not too hard here. We're a little tiny town. It's amazing we even have a newspaper. So, all right, let's get back to this. Yeah. All right. So, how am I doing on ammo? Looking great. All right, let's take this out. The mediums are hard because the rats shoot them and hit them better. Okay, I see that comment, Thor. Well, we're gonna find out. And the reason that I'm running the Navy drones is they have twice as much EHP. Oh, let's get this guy into fleet. And let's hope for no crashing today. I suspect that I am going to crash today, though. And I'm not talking about my ship. I'm talking about the whole computer. Hey, there's Drake. Oh,
You,
wait.
sir, rock.
Sibwolf just subscribed.
Oh, we have a newt in here. All right.
Docking request accepted.
Yeah, this is Typhoon Navy issue, and Sib Wolf, thank you for the sub. Give me just a second here to see if we can see who this guy is. I may clown card. This has got to be Thor. Artemis Herrick, is that you, Thor? Thor, what's your character name down here? Of course. All right. I need to go run one of these sites myself and stuff. You should get into Standing Fleet. I need to run one of these sites myself and stuff before we, hang out and get in trouble together. I need to make sure that this fit is good today. So, and I'll be able to, I need to test it on its own. Yeah. That's why you were humping my dumpster? Oh my
Welcome
God.
to the Dragons.
Thor.
Implausible_gaming just followed.
Plausible Gaming, thank you for the follow. Welcome. All right. I don't know where this guy is. Here, let me just go to our ESS. I'm just going to sit down there with this guy. And then Sib Wolf, brand new sub. All right. I appreciate it. And 1,000 gold to everybody here in your honor. And then I'll also see what Dolly is thinking your Twitch avatar might be looking like. And a lot of MTUs out here. I'm just sitting out here. I don't know what this person's about or anything. I haven't looked him up yet. So know that they've even been reported. Reported him to Intel. And then here we go. So Sid Wolf, there you are. There's your what Dolly thinks your current Twitch avatar is looking like. I shall put that up into our Discord, !Discord. And there's a image section, and there he is in a Kikimora. All right. So here we go. And all right, fly into that skyhook. Running away again. All right.
Warp drive active.
I'm not on comms because I don't broadcast the comms on the show. Normally in fleet like this, you'd be on comms. So an Akiki wouldn't be able to steal the ESS. So need to set up PvP ship, transport stuff, yeah. And they have the one ship at the moment. All right, yeah, that's fine. If you buy parts for anything, well, I don't know. I can't transport very much. I don't have a very big transport. I only transport a couple thousand, so I can transport a bunch of modules and stuff, but I couldn't transport any hulls. See if we even have to worry about this guy. Oh, he has quite an impressive kill board. 1,550 destroyed, 537 lost. I got logged out. I have a whole bunch of ads. He got somebody in catch today. And did he get him with his Kiki? He did. Yep. Interesting. So, take the dumpster out and wrap? Nah. He won't hot drop me. Well, I don't think he can do a hot drop. He seems to be all over the place here, so maybe he's just using filaments or whatever. So, and he loses some of his kikis here. 120 million on it. There's what he's running. He's getting some kills as well, you know. Yeah, and here, see, he's got filaments. So, right. Yeah. Is there a way to check what's in an assets wrap prior to opening? Yes. Ozano, go into your search. Do a search with it being blank in your personal assets. Just hit the search button with it being blank. And then in those stations, there'll be a little drop down, and you'll see a container there, and then that container will have a drop down next to it, and you can look inside the container. Yes, you can use high-sec filaments to get stuff into high-sec, yes. So... So I had planned on, you know, like testing out that other ship, but, you know, good luck getting the high-sec lotto that you want. Yeah, you got to carry some extra filaments with you. Like, you got to carry another couple, because you could end up in a high-sec island. But yeah, that's how people are doing it right now. But I guess when the event's over, that it won't be able to, right? Because when the event's over, those filaments will be done for.
Warp drive active.
This guy's running a cloak too. There's his one that he lost yesterday, and he does have a cloak on it. So this guy's cloaking up someplace. and just hanging out.
Warp drive active.
Today, it's just like it's got this little cycle of a hiccup. And he's gone. All right.
Warp drive active.
And see
Docking
where he
request
went.
accepted.
Maybe filamented out. Maybe that was about the right time. I'd like to get better at seeing filament traces, you know. Okay. I'm not sure that I can't do this in the amount of time left I got. All right, if you're on YouTube, see you in the next episode.